Right. So we're now on the promoting stage of our training, which is the fourth step on the network building cycle. So before we proceed with the 90 days challenge, all right, we'll discuss this first as part of our regular training every Friday. Then after this, we'll discuss about a 90 days challenge. I'll share with you some of my experiences in the past about that, how powerful that program, um, going through that program and experiencing it by yourself. So, but before that, let me discuss first about the fourth step, which is step four, which is promoting. All right. So the first step that we have discussed in the previous training is plugging into the system. So we know now how to do about this plugging into the system. This is the first step, meaning when you're able to bring somebody into to know it business, the first thing that you would like him to do, and you yourself, of course, is to plug into the system. And we have several steps or process how to do plugging into the system properly. And step two is planning. So after knowing the system, walking through the system, then now it's time for you to plan your business into know it. So that's the second step. And we discuss after that is prospecting, because now you know your plan, you set your goals, right? Then in setting your goals, then you will have now your plan, step-by-step plan, and the targets, right? Then for you to be able to do that, you need to go to the next stage, which is the prospecting. And we know for a fact that we discussed in the previous training that prospecting is the lifeblood of our business, because that's where new business is coming in our prospects, and we need to retain, maintain, and manage our what we call prospecting list. It needs to be an active list all throughout, and that's very crucial in our business. We've discussed that in our previous training, and now we're in the promoting stage or step. So you have now the list of prospects, and in our system, we require our new iBOs to have 150 names of your prospects, 150 names and contact numbers. Then from that number, 150, you will classify it into your warm, your cold market, right? That we discussed. So before that, we have what we call hot market, warm market, and cold market, right? We discuss also, we define what are those different types of markets. Then this list, the next step would be promoting. What is promoting exactly? Then that's what we're going to discuss at this point in time. So as you can see, we're now on the fourth stage, fourth step, and next would be five, and next will be six. So in this part, it's very crucial for us to develop the type of skills needed to be able to accomplish this part, promoting. But before we proceed more, so we need to define what is promoting. Promoting is inviting someone to an event or presentation. It is simply means you promote an event or presentation to someone you are inviting. So, in other words, promoting is really the act of inviting your prospect to a presentation. And every Wednesday we have our Zoom presentation, which is um, uh, the actual presentation, the top, the to know it opportunity preview. It was being discussed every now and then. So you will invite that person to the presentation, or if you're near to our offices in Nigeria, you're going to invite them on a scheduled presentation. So from your list or a list of active prospects or active candidates, then you're going to invite them to promote the presentation and have them be part of that presentation. So that's the idea. That's the next step. And if you're not successful in doing so, so it will be um, very challenging for you from your list of prospects to going to invite them to a presentation. That's where many networkers fails, all right? But there are also people that very successful in doing so. So the skills that is needed to that is we'll discuss it in this presentation, in this training, how to be successful or how to be efficient so as not to waste or to put those names that was written on your prospect list to maximize it and maximize your success, increase your levels of success of those names because that's very, very crucial, especially for your new iBO partners. The idea is how to increase the success rate of your new iBOs, and that also applies to yourself in your first 45 days or first 90 days of your engagement in tonoit business. Because the more rate of success that you experience, then you become more excited, you become more motivated to do the business, right? So that's the idea. So please listen carefully in this training because this is one of the most important part of the 6 piece of network building cycle. All right. So in inviting, we have rules in inviting, whether it's over the phone or face-to-face approach. So let's discuss this. What are those rules in inviting? Number 1, be excited and be confident. Yeah, so especially if you're doing this face-to-face, right? This will be really, excitement and the idea or the look that you will present to your client or to your prospect, especially in face-to-face, is very powerful. And it will show how are you affected by the opportunity that you're carrying, right? So if you're excited about your business and the way you approach this person exudes excitement, and it shows your confidence in the business. All right, so it gives a very good impression to your client, and at the same time, it promotes a positive energy. So this is very, very important. So this is a state of mind. This is the state of well-being, being excited and being confident. So these are two important, powerful emotion that you should carry in inviting a person to a presentation, especially on face-to-face encounter, right? How about if you're going to invite over the phone? Again, it is equally important to be excited and confident because it can be sensed on the other line, the person on the other line that you're talking to, right? So if the tone of your voice, right, it will relay the kind of emotion that you have in inviting that person to a presentation. It will also show how confident you are in terms of inviting that person. So that's the first rule of over the phone or face-to-face approach. All right, be excited and be confident. Also, how can you do that? Actually, this should be natural. That will come out natural if we are really confident about the business. Okay, so how can you develop that confidence within yourself in this business, in tonoit? Number 1, there's a confidence. You need to increase your competence, your skills in the business, right? Your ability to do the business, your ability to build your business, right? So if you increase your competence, then eventually confidence also will increase, and it will show the way you present your business, the way you introduce your business. So that's how you increase your confidence. So training is really, really important. Every Friday training, every Wednesday training is really important in this business. And I've been saying for the longest time in my trainings, I've been this training in this industry for practically around 20 years already. I've been doing this as part of my profession in the corporate and at the same time as a network builder in this space. So I've been telling them that network marketing is about education, right? Educating other people and educating yourself. So when we talk about education, we talk about educating ourselves, we talk about training, right? So training is a very important component of this business. And we have a dogma in this industry that when it comes to training, you drop everything. So it will show the kind of respect you have for this industry, the kind of commitment that we have in this industry, because we know for a fact that this business, that this company can lead us to our financial freedom, especially in tonoit. As I've been saying for many years in our many times in our training, tonoit is unique because this is really double whammy. It's like, you know, hitting two birds in one stone. Yeah, you are participating in the network marketing industry. At the same time, you are participating in the crypto space. Two powerful platforms that you can engage in any other business, right? Unlike in other network marketing companies, they engage in physical products, which is health, which is also good, right? But they don't have the power of what we have in tonoit. So with that in mind, that gives us excitement to share this opportunity to a lot of people, and it needs to be shown the way we invite people into the business. So that's number one. Okay, let's proceed to number two. Rules in inviting. Just invite. Never present the business during the promoting process. All right, so I want this to be clear to you, my beloved to know it, iBOs, right? When it comes to inviting, when it comes to promoting, you never present the business on this step. All right, so it needs to be clear, because there are networkers, or there are people who are, you know, falls into trap to a trap, that instead of just inviting the person to a presentation, they carry to the next step, which is do the presentation by themselves immediately. So that's not the objective of this training. The objective is for us to know the skills needed in inviting your prospect going to a presentation, so they can hear, they can watch how the business is being presented and what is tonoit all about. All right, so the idea is just invite the people, invite your prospects. So remember these two rules in inviting. Don't fall to a trap that you go immediately to presentation. Never do that. It's a mortal sin in this step. Okay, so let's proceed to 4 stages of inviting. Number one, be in a hurry. So that is the mindset. You have to project a sense of being in a hurry in your call. Number two, compliment the prospect. Okay. Number three, make the invitation. And number four, confirm and secure the commitment of the prospect for attending the presentation. So that's the 4 stages of inviting. Be in a hurry, okay, compliment the prospect, make the invitation, confirm and secure the commitment of the prospect. So we will discuss this one by one for us to be able to understand how to implement this 4 stages of inviting. Okay, so it's be in a hurry. So what does it mean to be in a hurry? Okay, this is a psychological issue, all right? But people are always more attracted or drawn to a person who's busy and has things going on. So you have to project the idea of being in a hurry when you're calling your prospect. That's the idea of this stage one. It's a psychological issue. It's more on psychological approach. But you know, this is powerful because people usually are drawn and attracted to a person who's busy and has things going on. All right. So if you start every call or whether it's face-to-face conversation with a feeling that you're in a hurry, you'll find your invitation will be shorter, there will be less questions, and people will respect you and your time much more. Okay, so probably you may ask, how many seconds or minutes or the duration of your inviting process or inviting script? Because here we'll be discussing the script that you have to develop in your inviting activity, right? So it depends the way you structured your invitation, but we will discuss this the parts of it as we move forward in this training. But as you can see, the idea is you have to make a call or face-to-face conversation with a feeling that you're in a hurry. And what would be the effect to the other party, or meaning to your prospect? Because it will send a message that the conversation will be shorter. You don't want to prolong the conversation because that's where the trap would come in. The longer the way you invite your prospect, the more questions will arise and you will be forced to answer all those questions. All right, until such time, without you knowing that you're already, giving information about what he or she is about to attend during the presentation, and you don't want that to happen because if you fall into the trap, then most likely you will not be able to invite him or her in the presentation. So the idea is it should be short and powerful invitation. The lesser the question, the better. And that person will respect you and your time much more. So you can have more prospects to call to, right? And more prospect to invite, whether it's face to face, because you have a shorter time in inviting your prospect. So that's the idea. Project an image that you're in a hurry. It will be seen the way you invite, the tone of your voice, right? The how fast the way you utter your words or your invitation. So it will be shown the way you deliver your invitation to your prospect. So that's number one. Be in a hurry. All right. So this is the script. Especially we'll be discussing the warm markets. Remember the warm markets, these are the people that you know personally, right? It can be your relatives, it can be your friends, it can be anybody that you know personally, whether your classmates, your colleagues, office mates, or your church mates, so anybody that you know personally. So these are your warm markets. So the idea is this is the script. Okay, greet the prospect first. Okay, so in the first line, this example, it says like this: I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important I reach you. So what do you think? How does this sentence or the invitation or the introduction was constructed? It is constructed in a way That sounds you're in a hurry, right? I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important I reach you. So the sound of the construction of the introduction is you're in a hurry and that person is important to you. All right. So let's proceed to another example. Okay. I have so many things going on, but I'm glad I caught you. All right. So, anyways, but before saying this, of course, you have to greet that person, use his or her name, right? Because you know him personally. Then follow up with these statements. So, A, I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important I reach you. And letter B, I have so many things going on, but I'm glad I caught you. All right. So, these two types of approach as projects an image that you're in a hurry, and at the same time, you're saying that this person is important to you. Then the third one is I'm running out I'm running out the door, but I needed to talk to you real quick. All right, so this is really good script, right? I'm running out of the door, but I need to talk to you real quick. So the idea really is I will give you these slides. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to say exactly these statements. This is a guide, a script. You can copy it if you want, but you can, create one that's similar to this. But the idea is the one that you're seeing right now. This three script. Okay, the next stage is complement the prospect. So after saying these statements, this introduction, then you'll go to the next stage, which is complement the prospect. So how do you do it? Okay, so this is the another example of how you complement the prospect. You've been very successful and I've always respected the way you've done business. Let's say you say his name. Larry, you've been very successful and I've always respected the way you've done business. So the idea is to compliment your friend, compliment your classmates, compliment your auntie, compliment your uncle, right? So anybody that you know, so that's how you do it, compliment the prospect. That's one example. Number two, you've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. So, what do you think that your prospect will feel if you're saying these statements? Of course, they will feel good about that because you're giving compliment to them, right? And another one, you're one of the most connected people I know, and I've always admired that about you. So you will choose any of these three that you will use to your prospect. These are all complementary uh, statements. And number four, you're the most, or you're one of the most important person in my life, and I really trust your instincts. All right, so you see how you do complement your prospect, right? So we go back to stage one, um, invite in a hurry, right? Then complement your prospect. That's stage two. So let's proceed to stage three. Okay, this is part of the stage two. We're now on the um, fifth sample of script. Some people are very closed-minded, which limits their opportunities, but I've always admired the fact that you're open to looking at new things. And the sixth script, you're one of the most. So it depends on the business that you're into, but this since we are in crypto space, so you will replace this statement related to our business, right? So some people are very close-minded, which limits their opportunities, but I've always admired the fact that you're open to looking at new things. So it's also a form of compliment to our prospect. So as you can see in the picture on the right side, you will see that they're having a good conversation, right? And the prospect feels good about himself because you've given the compliment to that person, and you're also, feel good about that because you're showing your excitement, right, and confidence in the business. And number three, stage three, make the invitation. Now you're going to make the invitation. You're going now to invite that person. All right. So this is the script. Okay. When you told me blank, were you serious or were you just kidding around? So wait for an answer. So you need to reference in your previous conversation. Okay. Great. I think I've found a way for you to get it solved or solve the problem. Okay. This is for situation where you know an area of their dissatisfaction. So that's how you do it. So meaning during your initial contact, you're able to find out his situation, and you fit your invitation to that previous conversation. So that's number one. And this number two, I think I've found a way for us to really boost our cash flow. I found something you really need to see. All right, because you're going to invite him into a presentation, right? So that's the way you do it. So we will uh, sum it up all together. And third script is, if I told you there was a way to increase your cash flow without jeopardizing what you're doing right now, would you be interested? All right, so this is you have a hanging question for that person. So you're waiting for an answer from him, right? And this is answerable by yes, of course. So let's proceed now with stage four, confirm and secure the commitment. So this is the script. Okay, this is just sample. Hello, Mike. I don't have a lot of time to talk, but it was really important I reach you. So remember the first scripts that we've discussed. We put it all together. You've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. If I told you there was a way to increase your cash flow without jeopardizing what you're doing right now, would you be interested? Let the prospect answer. All right, so we put all together the previous stage, be in a hurry, right? And then complement the prospects, and now make the invitation. And the fourth one is confirm and secure the commitment of the prospect. So let's meet at, all right, so what the place, right, on Friday or Saturday. So you give the days, a choice of this form of, there are two choices always in inviting. Is it Friday or Saturday? Would it be okay 1 p.m. or 3 p.m.? Let the prospect answer. So this is an alternative choice. So there are always two choices when you come up um, with a day or time that the prospect can choose. So it's also a psychological issue. Why? Because our brain is designed, if you present choices, especially two choices, the reaction of the brain is to choose from any of the choices that you put forward. So that's the idea. Rather than you just have one option, so the brain would likely the likelihood of rejection would be higher. So in any confirmation of the inviting process, especially on the time and date, it is better for you to have two choices. because the brain is designed to choose if you put forward two choices. Okay, Mike, see you at Mega Mall on Friday at 3 p.m. So you confirm uh, day, which day or time that your prospect uh, chosen, all right? Then you confirm it to him or her. Okay, anyway, so that's all that we've discussed right now. So I need to have a few questions here. So let me see if you're able to catch what I've discussed about promoting or inviting. So I need the assistance of Edward to call those who raise their hand for these questions. What is promoting?
Right. Got two hands already. Praise Jah. So just go ahead and unmute yourself as you try to respond to the question.
Okay. Promoting or promoting your event to somebody is simply inviting someone to an event or presentation. It doesn't simply means you promote the event or presentation to someone you are inviting.
Correct, exactly. Thank you very much. All right, next question. What are the rules on inviting or promoting? As you can see, it's really easy to engage on this in
Can
this
you hear me one?
fourth. Yeah, go ahead, please.
And talk to us. Okay. Make an attempt.
Okay.
Yes, let's hear you, please. Hello. Can we? Okay. Let's try someone else. It seems.
Yeah. Can you hear me now, please?
I hear you. Yeah, go ahead. Talk
Yeah,
to
go
us.
ahead, please.
Okay. I was actually intending asking a question. I don't know if that is allowed. I mean, right now.
You can ask your question later. This you have to respond to these questions now. You respond to these questions. You can ask your question.
Okay. In response to the question, one of them is
Okay. Let's unmute Ife. If you can unmute yourself and respond to this question, for Caroline, we'll come to you. There will be room for you to respond to ask questions.
All right, thank you, Coach Sam.
Yes.
One of the rules, can you hear me?
Yeah,
You can.
please
Am
go
I on?
ahead.
Okay. One of the rules in inviting is one, you have to be excited and confident. Then two, just do the invitation. Never do the presenting during the business. Maybe while you are promoting your business, just do the invitation. Never, ever promote a business. Am I correct?
Correct.
Never do
Yeah,
presenting. Yeah, during the
Presentation.
business
Correct.
presentation. Yeah,
Presentation. Yes.
yeah.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah. So remember that, right? Be excited and be confident. Just invite. So don't fall to a trap of presenting part of the business or even sharing some information about the presentation. So don't do that. So create the element of interest. So just inviting is really um, um, poking or you want to arouse the interest of the person that you're inviting. So that's the idea. That's the only idea of inviting. So don't fall trap of going into the presentation. Thank you very much for your answer. Okay. What are the four stages of promoting?
Okay, hand is up. Good news. Okay. All right. Go ahead and attempt. Yes. Okay. Let's see our response. Sarah, please unmute yourself and respond.
Okay, we have the rules are one, to be in a hurry, and two, to complement the prospect,
All right.
and three, to make the invitation, and to confirm and secure the commitment of the prospect.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, which part of this invitation that most likely you're able to implement, if I may ask? Are you doing, let's say for example, be in a hurry? Are you doing this? Yeah, I remember that Joy. Yeah,
Okay.
can
Good.
you?
All right. Joy, I want to try. Okay. Joy, please unmute yourself and let's get an example from you.
Yeah, I'm trying the process of being in a hurry.
Sorry, Joy, I could
Yeah,
barely hear you. Sorry, I could
yeah,
barely hear you.
your line
Okay,
is garbled.
I think you have more than one device around you, hence the feedback
yes,
interference. So you may need to move away
okay,
from one of the devices.
okay, let me. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, you can hear you.
Okay, I'm trying to implement that being in a hurry. Not talking too much, you know, trying
Sorry, not getting you well.
to.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try Kennedy. Kennedy, your hand is up. Kennedy, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, please
Good
go
evening,
Hear
ahead.
from
all.
you.
Yeah, I have tried to implement in a hurry once in my invitation. When I invited a friend, I told him I was here. When I called him, I greeted him, I said, good evening. He answered, and I said, I'm making an invitation to you for the seminar that is coming up this week. I gave him the day and time, and he asked me, he wanted to know more about the seminar. I said, what is going to be discussed there? I told him because I have a lot of people to invite, I might not be able to explain now.
Right.
So it would better for him to come to the seminar during the weekend. But he said he will not be available, he doesn't have time. I could just tell him a little more about it. So I told him if that is the case, then I will make out time and come with someone that will present the seminar to him. Because he said he was sick and he will not be able to go out. So
Right.
actually, I didn't fix the time that would be convenient for him, and I actually took my offline to him and we presented the seminar to him at his house.
All right. That's good. Yeah, so
Okay,
you're
great.
able to do this. This is really powerful, actually. And especially nowadays, because I don't know, because in the Philippines we're still not that open, so it's really easy for us to make the invitation because it's easier to call over the phone, right? But there's also a downside of it because if you're doing the invitation over the call or over the phone, and if it's easy to make a call, right? So if your script is not well prepared, it's easy also for the other side of the line to reject you, So there should be a balance when it comes to inviting. It should be well prepared, well structured, your script. And it's good because if you're doing it over the phone, uh, the person on the other line is not able to see that you have a script. You just need to say it in a natural way. And I remember doing this when I was in insurance industry. Yeah, that's one of my training as well in terms of sales. We have what we call then is a day where all you have to do is just make an appointment to your prospects. You will call all your prospects for that day, starting 10 o'clock in the morning all the way to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. All you have to do is call, 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 call. So that's how we do it in the insurance industry then. And it was early 2000, 2001. So why am I citing this information, that experience? Because I was able to use that as well in network marketing because it has the same modality of presenting the business. You have to invite the person to listen to your presentation, and I found it very powerful when I uh, do it as well in network marketing, especially in my team. In my team, I have an event which I call um, a power hour. All right, meaning we will have a meeting in 1 week, let's say Monday, because Monday is a very good time to set the tone for the whole week from Tuesday all the way to Saturday, right? So Monday, what we do in my team is that we'll have a power hours. It's 3 hours that my team, all they have to do is just call. So I'm hearing them making the calls over their cell phones. And it's really powerful because many of them was able to make an appointment to about 20 people on average for one person. So if I have in my team during those meetings around 30 people, so imagine that 30 people having 20, at least 20 people to present the business. So that would be around, um, if you have 30 people times 20, that will be 600 people, right? To be exposed in the business with only 3 hours of uh, inviting activity. And they had their script as well. The script is ready in front of them. So it's easy to make uh, the inviting script and inviting process itself becomes easier. So it takes a practice for you to be able to master this. But if you just have your script in front of you when you do this, especially on phone calls, all right, it will be easier. So I suggest that you come up with your own script, follow these guidelines, how to come up with your own script, then practice it. There's a saying that practice makes perfect, right? But for me, the more correct statement is perfect practice makes perfect. So on the practice itself, you make it perfect. Then eventually, if you do this continuously, then it becomes natural. The wordings, the statement would become natural, right? So it takes a while for you to master this, but it's easy actually because you have your own copy of your um, invitation script. So don't be uh, make it structured so it will be easier on your end. All right, so that's my suggestion when it comes to inviting, right? So this should not be hard on your end because you will have your own script, you create your own script, then practice it. When you practice, my suggestion is you do it in front of a mirror, all right? And if you can record it, much better. Because when you're practicing your script, it's better you record it and you uh, replay it right? So you can hear your voice. You can adjust the tone of your voice when you're inviting to make it more appealing, more appealing to the ears, right? Especially if you don't have a beautiful voice, right? So you need to somehow modulate your voice to make it more appealing on the other end of the call. So practice, perfect practice makes perfect. So it takes practice to do this, and I'm telling you, it would be easier for you to make the connection, make the invitation. Then you can maximize your active list of prospects that you have, and you will be able to maximize your success, increase your success, inviting your prospect to going to a presentation, especially now attending a presentation easier. It doesn't need to go to a place. We have our Zoom meetings or Zoom trainings or Zoom presentation scheduled every week. So it will be easier. All right, so that's all for inviting or promoting. And it's part of our network building cycle. And it requires practice and structured composition of your invitation script. So do it by yourself, create your own, it's easier, then practice it, then apply it. All right? So that's all for now for our lesson for today, for our training. Then let's proceed now with